Alright, we are back for round 1 on the draw. With a hand that's very heavy on lands. It's borderline. It's a classic case of, if we have a couple spells on top, we are in great shape, and if we have a couple lands, we kind of lose. I think we can do better than that. It's like, again, very borderline. I would not fault anyone for keeping that, but I feel like things can go really wrong here. Like, if there's just 2 land on top, we just lose. Well... yeah, this is not a lot better. I guess we lost a land. However, I'd rather have 2 creatures than 1 creature and a trick. It just feels a little bit more consistent. And less prone to bad beat. Because if you just drop your creature on turn 2 and they have a Magma Spray, and you have this, this full grip of land plus a completely useless Brute Strength, you are in much more trouble than if you have, a 3-drop you can cast. So I think this is not great, but still better than the first hand. So yeah, there's that. The opponent mulled 2, and now they are scrying, I guess. At least the mana is good, like... I think we had 3 forest, 2 mountain in the first one, and here we have 2 and 2, so... the balance of colors is nice. I don't know if the opponent is lagging or anything, but they've been... oh, sorry about that. Yep, sorry about that too. Alright, they've been taking quite a lot of time to make decisions. In general, when you mulled, especially in limited, it is pretty obvious whether you should top or not. So I don't know. I'm gonna wait a little bit more, but... okay, they put a card on top and we'll put on bottom. Can you play at a decent pace, Mr. Carl? Okay. Well, if the opponent takes 30 seconds between each decision, this is not gonna be cool to record or to play. Oh, hello. Are you lagging? Lagging. I don't know, hopefully they will start playing at a decent pace, but... okay. Alright, well, it looks like they are indeed lagging, which might be mildly annoying, but what can you do? Well, that is the best to drop in the set. We drew well though. I mean, putting a lot on bottom and then getting Lizard into Colossopid is nice. Like, if we can curve Lizard, Colossopid, we'll end up with an army of pretty high power creature. The companion was sent to rest. Okay. Well, I guess it makes sense. Cats spend a lot of time sleeping, so... this is pretty good use of a removal, flavor-wise. And we drew the 5th land for Colossopid, so... yeah. I like that. I think our hand is gonna be pretty empty. Well, if they... okay, if they had not exerted, I would have blocked, because I believe Gustwalker is better than Lizard. They have 2 mana up, and we know they don't have Magma Spray. They would have used it last turn, and probably used it during their turn if they had it. Now, in theory, they could have something like Impeccable Timing, which, if we try to go for the Brute Strength play, could backfire quite a bit. I guess we attack and probably just let the trade happen and drop another lizard. Yeah. There's a fairly good chance they just have nothing, but if they somehow add an impeccable timing here and I get 2 for 1, it's pretty much game over. So I'd rather not. I'd rather avoid that if possible. And wavering initiate's annoying. Pouncing cheetah, alright. It's kinda cool because we have 2 instant spells, so we can grow the lizard kind of out of nowhere, which, I don't know, feels cool. Well, they have a little bit of pressure off the Gust Walker, but we have 2 life with the companion. Our creature are definitely bigger than their creature, so not bad. They will get to loot though, which I don't love. Probably discarding a land here, I would imagine. Yeah, they are keeping their cards. Not sure if this is a good news. It doesn't sound like a good news. We drew Chef at Monitor. The boom 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 padum. So are we attack? Yeah, I think we are attacking with Colossapid and leaving the lizard back to block. We can go Cheetah, Brute Strength the Cheetah, and we end up with a 6/3 blocker as well as a 4/4 blocker. Interesting. So they kept their card in hand, so they could have something good here, but I think we are using Brute Strength. I don't think things can go really poorly, and there's a chance they just have nothing great and we get a nice 2 for 1 while dealing 4 damage, which would be lovely. Okay. So they kept a card that was not a trick or a removal. I guess it could be Electrify in theory since they only had 3 mana. I'm pretty happy about the block they just made though, not gonna lie. Getting that thing back, okay. Yes, my captain. Yeah, we were just gonna drop the cheetah and beat down. I don't think I want them to know about Monitor before they make their block, but I definitely want to grow the lizard, so I'll just play the land and Monitor second main phase. We are at 12 by the way, but well, I guess if they take everything here they go down to 4. That sounds dangerous. And now, unfortunately they are at 7, which means the Monitor is not lethal, but we have an army of big creature. We are actually more at 14 than 12 because of the compulsory rest. So yeah, unless they have something like Dusk Down, this should be good. Okay. And I guess there's an argument to not play the Monitor, to play around Dusk Down. On the other hand, it's a rare, we haven't seen it, and playing that just means they probably lose unless they especially have that where if you don't play the Monitor and they play a decent blocker or removal, they get some more damage in with that, maybe they have a fling and somehow they can finish you, where here it's unlikely they can do anything. White, red, beatdown. Against another beatdown deck I like Spidery Grasp quite a lot, it's good in racing situations. Stinging Shot does deal with the Gust Walker. And Initiate's Companion usually quite good unless they have Sacred Cat. Because it's a 2-drop that will make race not very good for them. Since I showed Brute Strength, I'm willing to cut that. Pretty big fan of cutting tricks I've already shown. Because the opponent is more likely gonna play around these. Now, sometimes you have tricks that are so good that you don't recut them, like Synchronized Strike and whatnot, but Brute Strength is also a little bit weaker on the draw. It's more of an aggressive trick, so I think it makes sense to cut it here. And then... Inciter is probably fine. Could see getting a Cerodon for Stinging Shot, even though it's going to make the Rona's champion slightly weaker. And I think I still like Shed Weakness more than Grasp. Grasp is still 3 mana. No, I think we'll just do that. I guess Grasp is kind of good against Gus Walker to some extent. And there are some other flyers in white, like Takrap Elite, so... maybe this was an option. Yeah, this hand is not amazing. I think it's a keep though. We have 2 land plus a 2-drop we can cast. If we draw green, the hand is awesome. Since they are playing an aggressive deck, it might be a little bit risky. I think it's just... it is just keepable. Alright, well, hey, if we get stuck on land and they have the mono aggro draw, things could get clunky, but... hey, you can just also get lucky and hit your forest right away. I guess this works too. That's good. That is pretty good. I mean, if I had Magma Spray here, they would have lost the game on the spot, so I'm not sure I agree with that play. Unless they have a 1 mana cycler in hand. But, yeah, I mean... sure. Playing some auras when your opponent has mana open is always not something I would avoid, basically. So here I think we are just attacking. Unless they do something really funky, we are probably just going to drop Entangler, but if they try to do something, we can maybe strike. If they just have a removal spell, I'm going to let it happen, whatever. Yes. Okay, well, since we drew the 6th land, I don't really wanna... use the cycling on the Monitor. It just doesn't really make sense. Sure, we are drawing a card, but we don't need the land, and we have our next few turns set it up already, so... Alright, Glorybringer means we lose, I guess. But this is what Glorybringer does. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, you got me. I think it's Ben Stark that said, probably a little bit, jokingly, but still, that said this card should be banned in Limited. And yeah, I don't know. It's just it just wins when you cast it 99% of the time. It's just not interactive and not funny. I'm just not a big fan. This definitely make us want Spidery Grasp though. It is not the worst answer. Like they try to kill your creature, you protect it, you untap it, and you get to block the Glorybringer and get rid of it. Hopefully. I'm gonna play that over Shed Weakness and submit. But best case scenario, we can just dodge Glorybringer. I'm gonna keep that. If one of the land was red, the hand would be insane. Since it's not the case, it's much worse, but we still have 3 land and a 2-drop. I don't believe we are supposed to mulligan that. Well, they have the aggro draw again. Right on time. It's crazy. Imagine the forest was swapped with the mountain on top. We would be probably the Bloodlust Inciter would have generated something like 10 damage this game. This is crazy. Well, that was a nice top deck. Willing to trade here. Okay, they are not willing to trade, I guess. I mean, they started playing creature first because of the 1-drop they played, but it's only 1 damage each turn. So, and I'm playing creature that are bigger with higher powers, so they are not really winning that race either. I don't know about that. Like, you are trading 2 for 3. This doesn't sound great. Question is, do we play Champion of Ronas or Emberhorn Minotaur? Probably Minotaur. Well, I guess playing Champion means we can empty our hand a little bit more quickly. However, playing Minotaur means that if we draw a forest next turn, we can go Champion plus Bloodlust Inciter. And since we have less red than green right now, it feels like this is slightly more important to play our red spell first. Alright. Well, as far as I know, they are still not winning this race. Now, if they have a stupid Glorybringer, they suddenly win it, but I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. When your opponent goes turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5 Glorybringer, 2 games in a row, you just probably cannot win. I mean, it is what it is, and it be what it be. Yeah, probably dropping Champion now, hoping we can just get that Chef at Monitor down. And by now the opponent would be dead, or would have been forced to make trade if we had been able to play Inciter on turn 1, so... clunky. Well, at least they are not jamming a Glorybringer here, which I can definitely be happy about. And alright, Binding Mum is attacking. Interesting. Yeah, 7, 8. So I do have to block the Mummy, otherwise I die. And I guess I die if they have Brute Strength. Okay, well that's fine. Interesting that they exerted both creatures then. Because now their creatures are not untapping. We're at 2, they have 1 card left in hand. We have the possibility to sack the Minotaur though. Hmm. So we are virtually at 4. They are only untapping 2 creatures. The Flameblade Adept, we cannot reblock. How much do we play around? I mean, a pump spell, I don't think we are beating anyway. So, like, if they have brute strength, we die, and if they had brute strength, they would have killed us. So this is not really a question. If they have a zombie, we need 2 blocker, and if they have a revolt, we need 2 blocker. Now, do we want to do that? Well, I guess the thing is, if we attack with warrior, we need to exert it, otherwise it's just getting blocked back at the Kenra. The thing is, I want to kill my opponent next turn, because if they get to untap their 2 exert creatures, I lose. Pretty much. A line could be to attack with Lizard and then drop Insider plus... Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And make the other Lizard a 4/4. Do we attack with Bitterblade Warrior? Well, if they can... No, I don't think so. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that sounds pretty good. So I can... Either they chump block or they go down to 4, at which point I can potentially attack with 3 lethal creature next turn if I draw land. I think this is the best line we have available. Maybe we attack with warrior here, actually. Because if they don't block, they go down to 1. Next turn we have 4 attackers. 3 attackers, sorry. Yeah, they can just chump everything and then kill us. Nah. Doesn't really help. I mean, we can do the same attack with warrior next turn. It's not getting worse. Just worried about them. What are paying for a cost? They have no mana open. What the hell? Well, you cannot fake that. So they have a spell in hand. We know that match. I have no idea what this spell might be, though. They tried to cast it without any mana. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So the Gas Walker on its own is not lethal, because we can go up to 4. The Spearmaster we can chump block, potentially. Alright, well, that's what they had, so I guess we die. To play around that, we would have need to sack right here, but I don't think it's the right play, actually. And here we needed the... stinging shot to survive, basically. Yeah, we are dead. They just got enough tempo by using compulsory rest on the Minotaur, I think, to win. It was a close one, though. The advantage of going for the Inciter line is that we make our Lizard 4/4s, which gave us better blocks. Oh, they have that. Okay, then we had no way. There's no way we could have won. Which gives us better block, and also since they are at 8, attacking 4/4 is much better. So I think this was a right line, and turns out that they had what they needed to win. I don't think we could have done anything here. And game 2, obviously, Glorybringer is literally unbeatable. So, unfortunate. But this is Swiss Draft League, so we'll get to play some more Magic. Thank you for watching, and see you for round 2.